Here we go again. The United States is cutting another check, this time for $8.7 billion to Israel. Oh, and let's not forget the $6 billion just sent to Ukraine. So in just one move, that's $15 billion that we, the American taxpayers, are forced to finance. Where's the money coming from? Are we swimming in extra cash? Of course not. We're borrowing it. Yep, all this money is coming from loans because apparently Congress has decided that your wallet is their personal piggy bank.
We're in a religious war here. I am with Israel. Do whatever the hell you have to do to defend yourself. Level the place.
It's easy for commentators to call out the blacks when they're sticking up gas stations, smashing into stores, or rushing past security guards and running out of Best Buy with trackable iPhones.
Well, it seems like every week a local 7-Eleven has been looted by groups of teens and young adults on bicycles. But now the LAPD is going after these crews. Take a look at this map. Since July, more than a dozen 7-Elevens have been targeted by these groups of kids. As Eyewitness News reporter Ashley Mackey tells us, police are now ramping up patrols to keep employees and shoppers safe.
These low IQ thefts are simple to criticize. But when it comes to questioning countries like Israel, a Jewish ethnic state draining billions of dollars from us, devaluing our currency like they're in a Sonic the Hedgehog game, collecting coins at light speed, suddenly everyone says, be quiet. It's much harder to call out what's really going on. For those not keeping track, on September 26th, why the hell are Americans forced to finance this? We have to borrow all this money. It's not like we've got $15 billion just laying around. Well, Mel, you're dead right, but try telling that to the politicians in D.C. who don't seem to give a damn. We've got Israel and Ukraine being showered with dollars while our own infrastructure is crumbling, and Americans are drowning in student loans. They say it's for defense, but whose defense are we talking about here? The reality is 99% of voting whites in America either support, are too scared to oppose, or are completely apathetic to the billions we send to Israel. That's right. In the 2020 election, 58% of white voters supported Donald Trump and 41% supported Joe Biden, both of whom are more than happy to funnel endless funds to Israel. You think that's a coincidence? It's not. This is about politicians bending over backward to keep their donors and foreign interests happy, no matter who's sitting in the Oval Office. Both political parties are guilty. No matter what flavor you prefer, whether it's red or blue, they're both serving up the same menu when it comes to financing Israel's endless military efforts. Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, is out here rubber stamping Israel's latest $8.7 billion package like he's the treasurer of their war chests. And don't think for a second the Democrats are any better. They just want to make it look more progressive, but their wallets open just as wide when Israel comes knocking. That's the truth both sides don't want you to talk about. If you ask, why are we sending billions to Israel instead of fixing our own problems, they'll come up with a million excuses. But let's be real. Israel is capable of handling its own damn debt. Look at its military, look at its economy. They're not a struggling third world country needing life support, yet we keep giving them blank checks like it's going out of style. And let's not even get started on Ukraine. Remember Lindsey Graham's brilliant quote about how Ukraine supposedly sits on $10 to $12 trillion worth of minerals. So why the hell can't Ukraine tap into that and start paying their own bills? You're telling me we have to dig into our already strained finances to cover for a country sitting on untapped wealth? Give me a break. It's not just about the money. It's about what we're funding. Right now, the SDET man military prison in Israel is torturing Palestinians, and there's video evidence of Israeli soldiers sexually assaulting prisoners. You heard that right, gang rapes, torture, and straight-up human rights abuses happening on your dime. This isn't some conspiracy theory. It's out there for the world to see. And what does the U.S. government do about it? They ask Israel to investigate itself. That's like asking a fox to guard the henhouse. Nothing happens, nobody's held accountable, and the checks keep coming. This isn't new. SDET man is being called Israel's Guantanamo Bay for a reason. There's years of documented abuse, but Israel is never held to account because America's too busy writing them another check. If you're horrified, you should be. The U.S. has poured over $15 billion into Israel's war on Gaza since October alone. So if you're against your wallet getting robbed to support soldiers literally raping prisoners, that should be your priority. What's happening in Israel is an order of magnitude worse than anything we've seen in Ukraine. The history speaks for itself. Israel's ongoing abuses, illegal settlements, and apartheid system have been going on for decades. This is why we need to focus on Israel. Tell Tim Pool or anyone else who's not paying attention, Israel's atrocities need to be exposed and the funding needs to stop. Look at the history. It's undeniable. How much longer are we going to keep turning a blind eye while claiming to be champions of human rights? The worst part is how silent everyone is about this. The media doesn't touch it, politicians pretend it's not happening, and you, the voter, are left in the dark. Sure, you'll get a headline here or there, but they bury the real stories. Like when CNN dropped the bombshell about the sexual assaults at Sidi Tayman. They buried that so deep in their coverage, you'd have to go looking for it. This isn't a coincidence. 99% of voting whites are complicit, either too scared to speak up, indifferent, or outright supporting this madness. It's that simple. It's about time we stopped letting our politicians off the hook. This isn't just a partisan issue, and it's not about who you vote for. Both parties are guilty, and until we demand better, nothing will change. If you're tired of seeing billions go overseas while Americans struggle to pay rent, it's time to speak up. And here's a question for you. Do you think we should keep financing this? Or should we finally start putting America first? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because this conversation isn't going away.
We are noticing.